Hi Capricorn moons, how you doing? I hope everything is well. Thank you so much for being here. I am Divine Femme Carrot 144, very happy, grateful, and blessed to bring you this reading. This reading is designed for those who have their moon sign in the zodiac sign of Capricorn. Unlimited to anyone who should be guided to this message. For this reading, I'm going to be using the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterling. This will be a 6-card spread. I'll go ahead and start shuffling here. These are brand new cards here, so they're not brand new, but nice and fresh still, where the shuffle can get a little interesting. So as you can see here, we have a lot of inspiration from Tupac. I'm just really feeling his energy. I woke up this AM with the beautiful sun shining on my beautiful brown skin, and had just had some situations happen lately where energies who I could obviously tell were not healed, going through their own things, not really seeing their own worth. Things were being projected onto me, and I'm just at a level where that's just not going to happen anymore. And I automatically transmuted that and began to claim what it is I know for my truth, and totally dissipated that energy away. So that may be happening for some of you, or most of you. Stay strong. And as you can hear in the background, if you can hear it, keep your head up. When you know your truth, nobody can tell you anything different, no matter what they do or what they say. I'm going to go ahead and split the deck here. The sun is shining, and just very grateful overall to be in these moments, to be experiencing everything and little things included, especially. Truly a gift from the Most High, and I will never take that for granted. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the first card. If I need to move this here, I'll go ahead and do that, but I'm just going to leave this here. Is the Three of Pentacles. And so I do feel that with this card, there is collaboration. This is generational work, but I don't feel it's having to do with current family, because I'm seeing the generations here, where we have the older mother, the mother, and then I feel like this may be the daughter. And the daughter is, I feel this is speaking to embracing the beauty within oneself, especially for the feminine aspects. So the importance of this, and I'm getting this being tied into ancestral ties. And so being connected, whether or not you have a matriarch in your family that is currently living or has passed, I would say that with this Three of Pentacles, that's speaking on the stability that has been gifted to you in this lifetime, having everything to do in relation to your purpose and your happiness and overall stability, i.e. going back to like peace, integrity, self-respect, being able to be vulnerable, no matter what you are, who you are, how you look, but appreciating the way that God created you, and not being defined by anything outside of you, where those definitions are coming from broken spirits, hurting spirits. I mean, this is what I just said before I pulled these cards. Knowing your value and really embracing that and appreciating that, and not being afraid to be in that vulnerable state, not being afraid to be the truth, to be naked, because as you're doing that, it's helping the young ones, whether this be generational and having to deal with, you know, grandma, mom, and daughter. This could totally be, you know, just women in itself. Like, this is a teacher, this is an artist, a very beautiful and abundant and bountiful, proud artist, where this little lady here is learning how to come into her creative self and not see what society has placed on us, where this lady, you know, would typically be uncomfortable. Everybody's fine because of the normalcy, the level of just knowing your truth. I mean, everybody's definition of normal is different. And I feel, you know, as there's ascension and level ups, it becomes more clear that you define for yourself what it means for you as to who you are and what you know to be true. Again, not what someone else outside of you is telling you. But I think this is a very beautiful card because we came into this world naked and have been conditioned to wear clothing. I just was telling this to my daughter the other day. And I've told this story a couple times since then, and this was only a few days ago, but I was walking with her outside and a man was running towards us and he had no clothes on. I mean, he had shorts on, but he didn't have a top on, or, you know, and then he had some short socks where you couldn't really see. I mean, you could just see the shorts and the shoes. And I told my dad, I said, you know, I want to be naked. What if I want to run around, you know, with my chest out? Why, who's to say that we can't do that? And why is that, you know, there's these constrictions upon us as females, where we'll have to wear a sports bra, or, you know, and even if we do that, then it's, you know, oh, it's too sexy, or you're showing too much. Like, I feel this card here is speaking to a work in progress that's being made to shut down all those dumbass rules and obliterate the definition when it comes to femininity and what that truly means for one within herself. And being self-defining and not allowing outside things or situations or phrases or commonplace old conditionings to define who one is. I feel too, seeing this lady standing on the stage. This is yellow, and with the orange, that's speaking to sacral chakra energy that is related to creativity, and then also with the solar plexus chakra, how one is seen. And I'm just getting like, you know, because of that, being in the truth and being who God made you to be, really embracing that and not giving a fuck what other people, or, you know, who are jaded or still, you know, unawakened and have yet to ascend because they're uncomfortable with themselves. To not let that any longer affect the ascension to where one has to come from ascension and descend. There's no descending. There is descending, but not in this aspect. And then the importance to this young lady here who is coming into this creativity and learning and experiencing a new way and a new vision of being, where this is comfortable, this is fine, because this is how we came into the world, naked, and that's how we're gonna go, is naked. It's like everything in between with this clothing and all this, it's just nonsense. And that has to everything I feel to do. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this one card, but this I feel is very important, especially with this being the first card. But the overall feeling of the energy and what we can pick up as receptors, even, you know, with ladies shaving their legs, I feel that that's a no too. You know, we're made to feel like, you know, we're manly beasts if we have hairy legs or hairy pits. And it's just crazy. And I'm not placing judgment. I'm speaking to the way that we are innately and uniquely made, how we are made and created, and what we are altering in order to please others, or, you know, being in a state where you're uncomfortable with what is coming out of your body, i.e. the hair, and shaving it off, when hair is actually receptors. That's how you receive the energy that you are connected to overall in the universe. So when you shave that hair, you're no longer able to pick up what is meant to be received in the way that you were most likely supposed to receive it. Just want to express that. And then the importance of the older lady here who's dressed in these abundant colors as well. I think that speaks to the level of respect that we should have for our foremothers and ancestors before us. And then seeing her shoes here being white, speaking to the angelic presence, the wisdom that's been gained throughout one's lifetime, where she's able to share this and pass this on in order to keep that mentality and to keep those riches and to keep that abundance flowing. And that's, I feel, having everything to do with this Three of Pentacles. But all the while, this all being a connection with divinity and who we naturally are as females. And not only that, just being female, because masculines have feminine energy, feminines have masculine energy. There's both in each of us. Embracing both sides, but I feel there's just not enough with this card being here. Speaking to the level of embracing that needs to take place when it comes to femininity, and that goes for both females and males. Pentacles energy is your energy here. Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. And yeah, let's go ahead and move to the second card, because I could be on this card, I feel, for the majority of the reading here. I do feel too, seeing this curtain here, and with that being orange, speaking on that sacral chakra energy, and that having to do with creative, passionate gifts that, you know, we have within us, that once, you know, if this curtain were to be moved, there would be so much more that's coming from that space in this area, and having a lot to do with this beautiful, vulnerable, unafraid presence. The second card is the Emperor. And so with this being the second card following this Three of Pentacles, after I just went on this beautiful, glorious speech on femininity, as you can see here, I love these cards too. The energy of this is the Emperor, but this is a female. And so I feel this is speaking to balance and really bossing up, and not just, you know, in the material sense, but also in the spiritual sense, having that balance between material and physical, and not going according to the guidelines of, you know, what people talk in the city, or what's happening in this city or this city. This is elevation here. I'm seeing these as clouds. Like this stuff here being behind the Emperor here. But then being surrounded by these clouds, being in an elevated state. I'm also seeing this too as a little bit of water here. So having that emotion and self-love for oneself, but being very confident within oneself, knowing your truth, knowing that one day you wake up, you don't have to wear a dress, but you can wear a nice, pantsuit and look delicious all day long. And not only look delicious, but feel delicious. And I'm seeing this Ankh as going back to one's past life or past lives, or learning and experiencing and researching what one's true nature is, discovering something about one's culture. This is a 4 card speaking to stability. This is also an energy of Aries, so you may have strong Aries in your chart. Red is very representative. I was channeling the red here. When I put these readings together, everything is impromptu. Nothing is planned. It all kind of comes to me as I'm preparing for the reading. And so seeing the red here, that has been speaking strong ancestral ties for me. And not only that, but the fire energy that is being put within us, the gift that is brought within us as individuals, that is helping us, that root chakra energy that is at the base of our core, that I feel has been totally blocked for far too long. And I honestly feel that the planetary energies are correlating with us, if we so choose to. If we're open to receiving, then the gifts are going to be brought. If you do the work, you're open and allow and surrender, this boss-like state is the ultimate reward. And with this being the 2nd card, which is also in the middle card, I feel this is also tying into 2nd house energy, which is Taurus energy, which goes back to that Pentacles energy, speaking to stability with that 4, luxuries, comfort, being very strong, and not, the Taurus symbol is the bull, and not being bullish, but having that energy of the bull, being very strong, having a big presence, without really saying or doing a whole lot, on the outside, but everything on the inside I'm getting. And so this does look like glass, almost like things have been thrown at this throne to where it's kind of been dinged, or, it has some scratches. But because one is just so fabulous and continues to be in their power, this just continues to look like decoration and doesn't even take away from the overall presence of this Emperor. So I feel that as you are coming to this energy here, following the 3 of Pentacles, speaking to hard work, this is the reward, this energy here, coming into this status here for yourself, being very confident and knowing, having wisdom, accomplishment, and just overall receiving greatness from the ancestors, not going according to old conditioning and city guidelines, societal ways, all that bullshit. Having that behind you, looking straight on, looking things straight on, taking things head on with that confidence, and just being prepared and ready. Very Rammy. I like this crown too. I feel like this is all connected and not necessarily coming out of her head, where these ram horns are part of the crown. So receiving the crown because of a fiery energy that you have embraced within yourself, and just taking ownership, doing what you do, and really living your truth and your purpose here in this lifetime, being unlike any others. Fourth house energy is with that 4, I'm getting fourth house too, and that's related to Cancerian energy, where that would again go back to the self-love and knowing your worth and being in that truth, staying in your power, loving yourself, nurturing yourself, taking good care of yourself, and being that exemplar where you're inspiring and empowering others because of the work that you're doing, because of how hard you have worked for yourself. Where I feel in society it's backwards, where we feel like, or felt like, because I don't feel this way anymore, I used to, but felt like you had to exert yourself first in order to receive. And that's a no. You take care of yourself first. Almost like the instance with being on the airplane. And, you know, if the plane were in a situation where people would need to use the air mask, you don't put an air mask on someone else first. You put it on yourself. The third card is the Page of Pentacles. So I really feel like with this energy here, you're really bossing up as far as your stability and really taking ownership. I feel there may have been a lot of codependency in the past. And with collaboration and willpower and strength and self-love, coming into this Emperor energy, this is now moving you forward into your own endeavor, where we go from a 3 to this Page here, who is holding a singular pentacle, where we could call this, you know, an Ace of Pentacles. Speaking on a new offer that's being brought in for you, having to deal with possible career. And notice that the city is further and further away compared to the Emperor card here. How far away this city is. It's over waters, over land, and then, you know, into even more land here. Out in nature. So this is having something to do with, I feel like a less toxic energy, because there's no pollution that's surrounding one as much as it would be if one were in the city. So I would say a new offer, a new beginning, having to do with your stability, making some great income of abundance, whether that be money or spirituality. But with the Pentacle energy, leaning more towards money that's coming in for you. We have 2 Pentacle cards here, and then the Emperor, the Boss Emperor in the middle. And then again, we have some red here that's kind of being that lace of significance. Because I feel when I first put this down, one of the first things I noticed was this heart and the red. Getting that tie into ancestry, and it's also a part of the word justice. And then I was just channeled to put these roses here and have the red. I almost did white, and then I said no. I said that's not what my first intuition said. You know, my first instinct, that's not what I was given. You know, I'm going to go with what I was first given. And I feel because I said that this has everything to do with this Ace of Pentacles energy here coming from this page. This may be an offer from someone else as well. But this is overall dealing with a new beginning for you, where there is inflow coming in of some sort of abundance. This could also be having to deal with a message about a new opportunity that's coming in, that's going to level you up and bring you even more success in stature, and also in money, an increase in money, an increase in status. And I do feel it strongly deals with something that's more of a spiritual nature, having to do with a connectedness or with the earth or nature. And I'm seeing this color here as a blend of yellow and orange. And then with the red here, that's overall tying me back to this Emperor energy, that fire energy of Aries. So a good intertwining here. And 2 instances here speaking on creativity and a new beginning. Possibly this related to with that nakedness and that vulnerability being tied into this nature here, being out in nature and being able to be in a vulnerable state, and this incorporating all together, bringing in even more abundance. But because of what one is doing, it's going to help, I feel, many on a generational level, you know, whether it be older ladies or men, and younger ladies or younger men. And then even too, you know, the middle-aged women as well. Everybody. This is the 3rd card as well. So with that being 3rd and that 3 energy, we have 3 and then we have 3. So you may be seeing, like, I'm getting 313 or 133. You may be seeing that synchronicity. 3rd house energy is also Gemini energy, which I'm getting magician energy that's being utilized. Being really within your power and tapping into those ancestral gifts that have been gifted to you. And it's bringing you abundance. You're able to stay in that. It's very powerful no matter what's being, you know, thrown at you or comes across your path. Because you have, just like everyone, we all have a little bit of darkness. We all have a little bit of light. It's a balance. Polarity, positivity, negativity. They work interchangeably, hand in hand. We have black and white here too. I'm noticing too with that distinct red that's signifying it. And then I channeled these crystals here as well, where I noticed, you know, I put this one beautiful piece of quartz, clear quartz that I have out of all these. And I'd use this rhodochrosite to kind of speak on the love with that pink energy, which is a shade from the color red. So that may all be significant for you. Let's see what the 4th card is. Wow. I mean, twinning, justice and justice. So, I mean, Capricorn moons. I do feel with this falling underneath the 3 of Pentacles, you are being seen. I feel like this is more of your energy here, to be honest with you, where you're just busting through barriers and obstacles. And because you're doing that, it's bringing justice for all. Let's bring this a little closer so we can see. So, with this Justice card coming out, this is not the first time. This is consecutive. It's a true blessing to be able to do these readings and to see the way that these cards are coming out. Justice has been coming out in almost every reading for the past, I'd say, 4 or 5 readings probably. And not just on my channel, but in my Instagram readings as well. And so it's just, I feel it's that time for everyone where there has been quite a bit of imbalance. And I do feel with this falling under the 3 of Pentacles and how strongly I felt about that energy with the feminine energy, that justice is coming into play and bringing things into balance to where, you know, if us as females are coming more into our power and being able to stand up for ourselves and be our true selves and representative of what our ancestors have placed within us, those gifts that have been placed within us, whereas the masculines, you know, and when I'm speaking on this and going into the masculine energy, speaking on, per se, growing up where one has learned that it's not okay to cry, which is bullshit. Because that's holding in emotion, that's holding in feeling. It's like a complete block. And I feel that it has everything to do with blocking that red energy, that root chakra energy, which once that root chakra energy has been busted through and tapped into, that root chakra energy clears all of the other chakras. And so, you know, I feel a lot of imbalance within individuals where there's more of the higher chakras that are being used, but the root chakra has been blocked. And so the effectiveness of these higher chakras being used can't come to its full fruition and its real true purpose, having any kind of real effect because of that. And so I feel this justice energy is helping to bring a lot of this into balance for both female and males in the world. This is Libra energy as well. This is a card of 11. 11 may be significant, but I do see that as 1 and 1, where there is that scale. You know, we have one side here and one side here. A balancing, even Stevens, being connected within oneself. And because of that, the massive amount of abundance that comes from that does break down to a 2 as well. And so I was speaking on that second house energy with Taurus, and the overall energy of stability, luxuries, money, comfort, foods, and just being responsible with one's money, and not just money, but with oneself. Money and spirituality, one's overall self. And I would say too, just because of that energy, there's, you know, a tendency for stubbornness where there hasn't been movement. And I feel that the shifts that are taking place in the planetary energy is helping to kind of move things along away from that stubbornness. And that's speaking to that balance that's being presented here as well. We have another curtain type energy here between these two pillars, where you can almost say that these are on the other sides. So remember when I was saying that if you take this curtain down, the sacral chakra curtain here having to do with creative passions and what one is designed to do in the world, once this curtain comes, you know, to the side or down or whatever, behind this is massive amounts of even more of this Three of Pentacles energy, even more of abundance, even more of what one has to offer. Like, this is only the beginning. And I feel this is on the other side of that curtain, where this is the color on this side, but it's purple on the other side, where we have this Justice card here. And this turquoise here is reminding me of ancestry as well, possibly having to do with Indian culture, but then that darkness being here too as well. So being in balance, doing shadow work within oneself, incorporating both the light and the dark. And then if we turn this way here, this could be an equal sign where truth equals balance. But I'm also seeing this as another 11. So you could be seeing 1111 as well. And I feel this too is also being comfortable with your masculinity for feminines, and masculines being, I said this before, but masculines being comfortable in embracing their femininity. Where I feel this kind of energy is overall androgynous, speaking to the overall balance between the masculine and the feminine energy. Both one and the same, but distinct by these means here. Where we could even say, you know, this being the feminine side and more of the generational side, being that truth, from the ancestors. And because one is being that truth, it's bringing in the balance for the masculine energy, where the masculine is being more balanced into this feminine energy and being in a vulnerable state, being able to express oneself and their feelings and have emotion and not be afraid to be within that. And then we have the white shoes again that I just noticed, where this is kind of speaking to that stability, because this is the almost like the base that's holding one up. And then also being representative right here as well in the heart chakra and throat chakra space. That's pretty cool. So let's see what the 5th card is. And then also too, with that being the 4th card and this being underneath the 3, we could speak to progression from the 3 into a 4 energy. And then also that stability energy with this Justice card being underneath the 3 of Pentacles. The 5th card. And automatically I'm getting 5-5, not really noticing the melee that's taking place here. But with this following Justice, I feel that because this is coming into play, there is some resistance against this, which really is, you know, all in itself untouchable. But there's just, I feel like this is on a lower, oh my goodness, yeah, this is on a lower plane. And if you remember, I mentioned, you know, as you elevate and ascend, there's going to be energies that are, you know, going to present themselves. With a positive, there's always going to be a negative. So there's energies that are presenting themselves on a lower plane. I did mention the elevation of this Emperor here. And with this falling underneath the Emperor, I think that is just a beautiful way of Spirit speaking and also confirming what I was channeling. Excuse me. But there's resistance here because there is great change, possibly with this being on the side of that masculine energy that I was speaking on, and then with it falling under the Emperor, which is more of a masculine energy. When, and that's confirmation there, when put to, connected with the Empress energy, this is more of a masculine. I feel like this is speaking to the amount of resistance on lower planes by the masculines, whether that be in the past or that currently taking place. But because of the resistance, I feel like the greater the resistance, even greater is going to be the change. Like as I'm looking at this too, I'm noticing like the distinct hairstyles, the different nationalities. And then also too, like I'm seeing a karate type energy here, so that may be significant, having something to do with Asia. I was getting the Native American energy here, also with the glass there. And when I had mentioned what's being thrown at this throne, these wands here, like I was getting more stone because this is glass. But the wands energy, I feel, is what has been thrown at this throne, no pun intended. But it has helped one to elevate. You know, and that's all up to the choice of that person. Because you can choose to stay in this energy, or you can choose to take this type of energy and make the best of that, utilizing and coming into your own power and taking care of your own self, rather than putting that energy into something where nothing's really going to be established, and becoming more powerful and into an elevated state. Having your foot on top of this, because I don't feel that you have anything to do, like there's no energy from you here that I'm getting, with this Emperor being on top of this 5 of Wands and the 5 of Wands being underneath the Emperor, where this is totally you in an elevated state. And I feel that elevation and the energy from your throne is what's resonating on a consistent basis. I feel this energy because, like, and as I said with the Emperor, because you have taken care of yourself, because you are loving yourself and taking great care of yourself, that energy is resonating amongst all. And there are some, you know, that are feeling that and don't quite understand that yet. Maybe they don't want to. And that goes back to, you know, that being a choice for everyone. You know, you can choose to stay there in that energy, or you can choose to rise above the situations and, you know, be in a better place, in a better mentality and overall energetic state that is more of a positive nature. I feel too, seeing the Five of Wands and all these people standing here on this golden plane here, like I feel like it's so unnecessary, but it is necessary. But the amount of it is unnecessary because each and every person here is standing on a plate of abundance where they can utilize this energy, soaking this up through their feet, and utilize this for their benefit, rather than putting this into something where there's battle, competition, I would say, you know, gossiping, seeing the mask on these individuals here, having fear, worry, things that are blocking, where you see these wands here, are blocking the energy that's resonating from this Emperor here, where they are just resisting it. What's being offered by this Emperor, this energy that's being offered by this Emperor here, to be able to help them to tap into their abundance. But I feel with this Wands energy, that's the energy where we can say, you know, it's material things, because this is physical. These are, you know, Wands energy is fire energy, Sagittarius, Leo, Aries. So there is some, you know, mirroring and correlation there with that Aries energy, but this materialism is in the way. They're being used as weapons rather than as tools in order to be happy and not be fighting and not be challenging. That Five of energy, that Five energy, that Five of Wands energy, that Five is being represented here as challenging and resisting, where the upside of the Five is all about adventure and being on a higher plane. And with this following the Justice, I feel that there's that resistance more coming from masculine energies, where feminine energy has come into balance and is incorporating this Emperor energy that is most likely misunderstood because there's so much materialism that's in the way, rather than energy coming from, you know, a place of happiness, joy, and abundance. That balance is being brought in. And so when I feel that when that happens for one, it begins to happen for all. It's just a matter of moving through that. So I feel too that this, because there are spaces where there's the ability to have movement through this. And, you know, if everybody just took their wand and stood it upright and put these together in a nice structure, this could begin to support this Emperor as well. And in supporting this Emperor would gain even more that would be utilized to be able to help not just them, but, you know, possibly younger people. And I'm going to leave that at that, because I think that was a very great point that Spirit just gave to me. So we'll leave that there. The sixth card, you may be seeing fives. How wonderful. How wonderful. I can't, like, I almost want to get up and start dancing. Like, my heart, I can feel it in my heart. I almost want to cry. And maybe that's what's needed. Like, masculines need to take some time and go out in nature and cry. Don't be afraid to cry. And don't be afraid when a beautiful presence comes into your world, possibly someone that you've prayed for, that comes in with this vulnerability. And it's, you know, so interesting how we're ending on this card, but also beginning on this card in the vulnerable state, speaking on the self-love and having balance within oneself, where there's more love that is needed, following this Five of Wands here. I think this is beautiful that this is after the Five of Wands, because it just shows the strength of the Emperor here. Cups energy is Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But I feel that this Queen of Cups here is giving an ode to the past. And I feel this past here is having to deal with this energy here. I feel too that a lot of this is speaking to what has taken place in order for these cards to be present. Like, I know these were the initial cards that came out, but I feel these are actually speaking to the now, where this here is speaking to what the actions are that have had to take place, and what, you know, one has possibly had to go through, and what has been happening in order to get to this elevation here. And so with the Queen of Cups moving, or not moving, but sitting towards the past, and this I was gonna say transformation, because she's facing west, and west has that energy. It's a transformative energy, where east is more of an initiative action, speaking on the balance and the masculinity and the initiation of this resistance here that has helped this Emperor to elevate. But this cup, I feel this is speaking to something that was related to this resistance and this Five of Wands energy. Possibly resistance against love coming in for one. One may have prayed for this love to be here in their lives, but when it did present itself, there was a lot of resistance, and possibly due to not, you know, being familiar with it, not understanding what it is, and if it's true, and if it's real. But because it was even present, it's not a bad thing, because it helped this individual, which I do feel is you, come into this Emperor status. And because you're doing that in the counterpart energy within yourself, that's going to show in the outer as well. So this could also be someone that you have been connecting to as well. Excuse me. But this Ace of Cups here, I feel is something that's going towards this energy here, where it's being laid to rest, being put in the past, so that this Queen of Cups can actually turn around, move forward, and begin initiation towards that East energy, and begin something new, which is dealing with this Ace of Pentacles here. So releasing what one has given with an old cup, an old situation, throwing that to the water, being able to heal from this, still knowing their worth and their power and their uniqueness, and having the strength to be able to put this all, give this all to the water. And once one does that, turning in a direction of moving forward. And I feel in the process of moving forward, you know, you go from one direction to it facing front, facing front. And so that's, I feel that's speaking to definitely confirming the now energy and what's being present right now, being in that Emperor state, so that you can then shift and move in this direction and face that throne in this direction towards this Ace of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles energy here. All right, so, I mean, That's it. I'm not even getting anything else, to be honest. And I'm not going to try to pull anything. I think that message was very, very clear. The mermaid energy was standing out as well. That may be significant. Atlantis energy from past lives. But I think that just speaks to being in one's power and knowing one's true self and not being afraid to show that or express that. Being very intuitive, loving towards self and others, selflessly and unconditionally, which I do feel is you. Overall, this is just, it's beautiful to see the transformation within you, Capricorn moons, whether you be male or female. So I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna leave a link to the awesome Tupac here, and then if I could find a link for the movie as well. This is a great movie. It's actually been on quite a bit this past week, I've noticed. But it's a great movie with some great actors and a great producer of that movie as well. So yeah, thank you so much, Capricorn moons, for allowing me to be in your energy and space. This was super powerful and super beautiful, and I'm just very grateful to have been a part of it. I hope that these messages were helpful for you and have brought some light, brought some enlightenment, some empowerment, and to help you to remain and to stay and to grow even stronger into your power, because you have some really, really magnificent things that are happening and statements that need to be made and are being made in a very strong and impactful way. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much. Do take care. I love you. Peace.